games, winning in 3. Then Petra Kvitova, the 2011 champ, who has set packing to Sydney with a 6-4, 7-5 loss. Against the 4-seed Kerber, well, last year, Pavlyuchenkova, one top 10 win. That made 2 in a row against Kvitova and Kerber, and then against the lucky loser, Lesia Sarenko, dropping the opening set. Wasn't sharp, but turned it around nicely, dropping just 3 games through the remainder of the match. So from a perfect 4-0 start to another perfect 4-0 start. Serena finished with a flourish last year, winning 31 of her last 32 matches, and she's gone on to continue that role against the second highest ranked American, Varvara Lepchenko, after a 7-minute opening service game where she finally got the hold after dealing with a win. Would only lose 3 games. Against Alizé Cornet of France, just 1 hour, 2-2. Against Sloane Stephens, a different story. A straight sets win, 4-3, but it was far more difficult than the scoreline indicates, and a real coming out of sorts for Sloane Stephens, who proved that she can stand in and hit with the best, including Serena. And then the chance for Azarenka Williams, well, it didn't happen. The right big toe could not answer the bell. And Sergeant Holka, well, he would have been pretty understanding if he had been in the same position. Says, I cannot compete. Vika Azarenka has headed off to Melbourne to defend her title of 2012, and Serena was able to get through and find her way to the last day. Well, it's pretty straightforward, really. I mean, they've met 3 times previously, and each and every time they've met, it's been Serena Williams. But what is interesting is that the first meeting was at the French Open, Roland Garros 3rd round. It was on clay. It was Williams needing 3 sets. Since then, on the hard courts at the U.S. Open, and the meeting you see there, the last time they met last year, Williams has gone on to win 7-5, 6-1, and 6-2, 6-1, handing decisive sets against Pavlyuchenkova in their last 2 meetings. So Pavlyuchenkova trying to avoid that disaster, not wanting to get to the last day and then not put up a fight. But this is, well, on paper, a mismatch of sorts. Williams now playing, and this is, I had to double check this in the book, 62nd career final with a 46-15 record. For Pavlyuchenkova, just her 5th, and it's her first at an event designated as a premier event. So certainly all of that experience overwhelmingly favors Serena Williams in this final, and yet the way Pavlyuchenkova has played this week, you got to give her a chance, at least early. We'll see how she tests out through the opening stages. They're set, they're warm. We'll have a new champion. Kaya Kanepi could not appear in Brisbane, so one of these 2 ladies will head the top of this list as champion of the 2013 Brisbane International. Set and ready to go from inside Patrick Rafter Arena. Well, on the final evening of this first premier event of 2013, weather conditions are nice. There was a bit of drizzle overnight and some sprinkles during the day, but this canopy that covers Patrick Rafter Arena should preclude and obscure any sort of weather, at least impacting the play directly. The heat is up a bit, but it shouldn't be any problem. We're ready to go. Serena Williams has won 15 straight matches and hasn't lost a set since the U.S. Open, putting together 30 straight sets. She'll try to run through, pick up career title number 47. Standing in her way, Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova at the bottom of your screen. And the biggest weapon in women's tennis will begin the final, the championship from the Brisbane International.
Fifteen love. 15-all.
And Williams winning the coin toss, and you can certainly understand it. I mean, it would almost be unthinkable, except she does have a strong return game, that she would pass up the chance to serve first and put herself in the lead. Good return, great angle from Pavlyuchenkova, stepping in nicely, showing no signs of nerves nor intimidation.
15-30.
I say the biggest weapon in women's tennis, and you might disagree. I'm not sure, though, if you look at the facts. At the end of 2012, she was the leader in first serve points won, second serve points won, service games won, holding 88% of the time, and break points saved. And also aces. Now, Nadia Petrova would say 363 aces for the year. That's fantastic. Only problem, it was 121 less than the leader. That woman right there. Williams with 484 aces last year. Most ever in a single season since they compiled that statistic.
Game. Williams.
As expected, as she certainly expected, a hold of serve with relative ease. Swapping ends, Williams out front, 1-love. Well, it is very telling that this is a $1 million prize purse for this premier event, but truth be told, the woman named Serena Williams not worried about the cash, and I really don't think Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova is either. It's about the title, of course, but also those ranking points, because by getting to the final and even with a victory, Pavlyuchenkova has proven that now she is worthy of a seeding at the 2013 Australian Open. We mentioned during the biographies, you saw it on the screen, currently ranked number 36 in the world. With a career high of number 13, she's trying to get back there again. But by getting to the final, she's within the top 32, expected to run around 26 in the world. And with a victory, perhaps even higher. But that is important when the seedings are start to come out for the Australian Open in Melbourne. And Pavlyuchenkova will find herself in the draw with what is expected to be an easier run of things. Big return. Solid connection from Serena.
For service. $15-all. $30-15.
Pavlyuchenkova actually for the week out acing Serena Williams. That's her 19th in now 5 matches. Serena with 16 to her credit. Some dexterity, left hand.
40-15.
Well done by Serena, put in the middle of the court, but Pavlyuchenkova swatting it away. Already 3 winners to match Williams, but no unforced errors. As the Russian stepping in and again showing solid composure early. And there's the hole, dropping a single point. Pavlyuchenkova matches Williams to begin this final. I'll remind you from time to time, just so that it's in the front of your mind, just to think about going to WTAtennis.com. Yes, it's the official website of women's professional tennis, and it's a great resource to find out about what's coming up, including the APIA International in Sydney, the premier event that'll be taking place next week, as well as the other event in Hobart, of which Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova will be seeded 7th and begin her campaign as soon as she hops on a flight tomorrow to travel to Tasmania. Pavlyuchenkova will open up against the wild card from right here in Australia, Ashley Barty, who was over in Perth competing in the Hopman Cup this week. Top seed, Seisu Wei of Taipei, Chinese Taipei. You can check out the draw at the website, as well as for the Sydney event coming up, in which Agnieszka Radwanska will be the top seed, coming off her 11th career title, winning in Auckland.
30 love.
Radwanska, one of only 2 of the top 10 ranked players not to be competing at the start of this event this week, along with Li Na.
$30-15. $40-15.
Both serving well to begin. Williams, the added advantage of an extra game, puts her in the lead. 2-1, opening set, the championship in Brisbane.